Hi, it's Lili Amanda for Portrait Creatives. It's a super exciting episode because we are going to do a portrait retouching in Lightroom under 10 minutes. Lightroom has evolved so much and now adding AI is super powerful. After watching this episode, you might wonder if you would need to use Photoshop for your portrait retouching. So let me take you into Lightroom. Now we're in Lightroom. So countdown start, we have to do this under 10 minutes. There are a few things I want to edit in this image. First, I want to change the tone. I think this is a little bit too cold. I want to bring the warmness up. And second, I want to smooth her skin a little bit. And third, I want to take care of the background. You can see background, there's some lines over there. And smooth a little bit the background as well. And the third one is add some contrast in this image and adjust the brightness. And the fourth one, I will sharpen the image. Okay, that's the last step. So here we go. First thing, we're going to warm up this image. I think here is about right. Okay, and then the second thing, I want to go into smoother skin. I'm going to masking, select people, and then I'm going to select face skin and create the mask. Okay, and then I'm coming down here to smooth her skin. I'm going to reduce the texture just a touch, and clarity reduce it as well, and dehaze just add a little bit, and detail I'm going to reduce the sharpness. And the next thing is I want to remove these lines. That will take a little bit time to remove all these lines. I'm going to create a new mask. Select the background. Okay, so the background is selected and let's have a look. It's pretty good. So I'm going in, just reduce the texture and reduce the clarity and dehaze a little bit, just tiny bit. Okay, and reduce the sharpness. And maybe I'm gonna add a little bit, reduce a little bit more texture over here. Okay, and you can see there are hair that is affected by this mask. So I open up this mask, this is a background, and I'm going to subtract the hair. Okay, so I'm going to use a brush, and then this is the control of the brush. I'm going to reduce the size a little bit and feather reduce. I'm going to have the flow here. Okay, so I'm going to reduce the size and zoom in just to remove the hair of the mask. I don't want the hair to be affected. I don't want to smooth the hair, so I'm just going to do this. Let me just remove here as well. Before and after, that looks much better. Okay, I'm going to this like a healing brush thing. So this one is content aware mode. This is content aware remove, you can see. So I can actually just select this area, okay? And then it will be removed. Okay, there's just a few lines left after I reduce the texture. The content aware field does a very good job, but I will still have to go into just edit the details. Okay, so these ones along the hair, I will have a different stroke. I will have a vertical because I want to break the pattern of the horizontal line, and then we'll go vertical to break it. So about here, and we'll just do this, and then we'll do this line. Okay, so zoom out to see overall picture. It looks pretty good. Okay, so the lines are not distraction anymore. So that looks pretty good. So the next thing, I'm going to just add contrast. Let me close this. Add contrast to this image. And I'm going to tone curve. I'm going to use this dot to select this area. I want the background to be a bit darker. So that's just how you do it. You tap on it and you can drag up and down to reduce the brightness or increase the brightness. And I can use another one. I click here and just drag it up. I want the skin to be a little bit brighter, right? So I can just do something like this. Okay, so I want to bring a little bit cyan tone into this image background. So I'm going to select the red channel, and then I'm going to select this point, curve, and then click here and drag it down. So immediately it's very strong. I'm going back a little bit. I'm just drag it. You can see the curve go up and down here. And then this area, I'm just a little bit brighter here. I'm going to drag it up because I want the skin tone to be warm. Okay, that looks very strange because I got 2 dots. So let me just move up a little bit here and then go up here. You just need tiny little bit adjustment because you can see these are all very bright. So this is a little bit too much. I'm just coming back here. About here is great. Okay, I'm going to add some brightness into the image, white, and also some exposure. Okay, right, that's it. And I'm coming back to this just brightness and darkness adjustment, and I'm going to just brighten up the image a little bit. Okay, and then I think the skin here is too bright, so I'm going to use a brush, create a new mask, and just use a brush to paint it over. And I want to change the exposure slightly dark and brightness reduce. Okay, and then that's just brush on this arm. Okay, so that's very good. Also here, so that's done. And then I can adjust a little bit more, so it's not a distraction in the photo. Okay, so that's just a little bit. Okay, that's great. Next thing I want to do, I see this chair is a little bit too bright. So I'm going to create another new mask and just choose brush. And then I'm going to choose exposure down a little bit and also highlight down and shadow down. And then I'm just going to brush this area. Okay, so I'm going to go down a little bit. That's it. Okay, and the next thing is I'm going to sharpen this image. I'm going to just use a brush just to sharpen her eyes and hair a little bit. Okay, so I'm going to choose some sharpness over here. Okay, and clarity and texture, no, just some clarity and sharpness. So I'm going to zoom in and then reduce the size of my brush and then just go over. Just to brush her eyes and some of her eyebrows and some of her hair. Okay, and lips here a little bit. Okay, so let me just add a little bit more of the sharpness, and let's see before and see the after. Okay, so that's very subtle. That's very, very good. Okay, a little bit more clarity. Okay, so let's do it again, before and after. That looks fantastic. So let's zoom out. Okay, so that looks very good already. So this one is no editing. This one's after editing, right? You can see the huge differences and really enhance image just by using Lightroom. This is just a quick edit in Lightroom for portrait retouching. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you find value out of it, if you learn something from it, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel. And I will see you in the next episode.